Alright there folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Great to see you. How we all doing? Hope we've all had a good day. What's that now? 7 in it. 7 in a row. Love that. Happy days. Well done if you've been following. More of the same today will be fantastic. We'll get into that in a sec. Before we do, like the video if you would, subscribe if you're not. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comment along with the pics. Right, should be another quick one tonight. Let's waste no time with these. We've only got another 2, and then we should know who's in the semi-finals. Let me know in the comments before we get started who you think is going to win today. I think these are 2 really tough games. I'm going to start with Zverev and Alcaraz here. This is pretty much split down the middle. Alcaraz being the slight favourite. Head-to-head's 5 apiece. I think Alcaraz beat him, was that in the French Open? Yeah, just about beat him 3-2. A very close game. Ultimately, Alcaraz ended up just slapping him up in the last 2 sets. Beat him in the Indian Wells as well. Zverev beat him in the Australian Open. You know, Zverev does have the edge on the indoor courts, but, you know, that's then. This is now. The head-to-heads only mean so much. Who do we go for here? More importantly, who are you going for here? I'm not so sure. I've got a good feeling about who wins this one, but I suppose we'll get to that when we get to it. But look, Zverev's been fantastic, hasn't he? How good has Zverev been the past 2 games? When did we say we took him against Rublev, didn't we, minus the points? And then I know we took Casper Ruud plus the points against Zverev, but that spread was too good to turn down. Statistically, probably the best in the finals, apart from Jannik Sinner. You know, these numbers are insane. He played better against Casper Ruud than what he did against... what am I looking at here? Sorry, my eyes are playing tricks on me here. He's played Casper Ruud and Rublev. He beat both of them in straight sets. Rublev 6-4, 6-4. Casper Ruud in a tie-break and then 6-3. Didn't face a break point in either one. Madness. You know, we can go back even a little bit further. Remember, he played Hugo Humbert in the final in the Paris Masters. He didn't even face a break point then. He is playing lights out tennis. So hard to beat at the moment. So hard to beat. He's already through, isn't he? I think Zverev knows he's already through. If he wins just 1 set in this, he's definitely through. There's nothing anyone can do about it. But I feel like that it doesn't really matter how the results go today. I think Zverev's in the semis. I think he's good. Carlos Alcaraz needs to win this. He needs to win this. I know he could lose, and depending on what happens with Casper Ruud and Rublev, he could still go through anyway, but you can't think like that, can you? Especially if you're Carlos Alcaraz, you need to win. Need to win this. Like I said, he's already beat Zverev twice this year. He played a lot better against Andrei Rublev, and we expected him to as well. That game against Casper Ruud really was just something up with him there. I feel like if they were to play that match again, it would be quite the opposite. I feel like Alcaraz would probably do him in straight sets. 6-3 in the first against Rublev, and then a tie-break in the second. Like I said, played a lot better. That first serve improved. You know, the points percentage went from 58 up into 84. I'll take that. It's a huge improvement. He's gonna have to play he's gonna have to play his best tennis to beat this version of Zverev, in my opinion. But what I'm also thinking about is touching on what we've just mentioned about Zverev pretty much already being through. I don't know how much Zverev's going to try and... Well, I don't know how much he's willing to kill himself to get this win over Alcaraz. If it goes that way. It's so tough. I'm really fighting with myself. Me personally, I woke up this morning and I was thinking about it, and it's been in my head all day, and it's still there now. I'm probably, you may call me crazy because all we've done is hype Zverev up all tournament, but I think I'm going to go with Carlos Alcaraz on the money line, you know. I think he probably just edges this one out. He has to. He has to. He's got more than enough to beat Zverev. Like, ignoring the statistics, we know he's good enough to beat him. I think Zverev 2-0 on the indoor court, so there's that. He does have the experience. We know how good he is. We don't have to go on about it. It could be a long one. It really could be a long one. These have all been straight sets. I think they have all been straight sets in this group anyway. I think they've all went under as well. I checked that before. All these games in this group have went under the total. So, food for thought. Total's at 23.5. Even the 22.5, you're like, oh, can you see anyone getting beat in straight sets here? I can't see Zverev. He hasn't looked like dropping a set all week. I can't see him just getting dusted aside now in two. It's so rough, man, and this is so tough. You know what? Since we're on a really, really good streak, I'm going to trust me gut once again. I've got Alcaraz here at 1.84 on the decimal on the exchange. Oh, fuck it, you know what, I'm going with it. I'll hate myself if I go against me gut and I go with Zverev, or, yeah, no. That's good enough just for the single today. Stick a bit on that. I'm alright with it. I'll be going with Alcaraz on the money line there. I think he can just edge it out. I'm trying to picture the game panning out. There'll be a lot of people in that stadium wanting Alcaraz to win that match. So, you know, that's a little something extra for him. I just think when the heat's on, this kid could definitely, we've seen him come in clutch plenty of times before. He can definitely deal with the pressure. I'm not expecting him to crumble to it. He has to win. He has to win. He knows it. And I think we'll get a version of Alcaraz today that he's definitely come to win. He has to. I can't stress that enough. He has to win this game. Has to. And Zverev doesn't necessarily have to win this game. And if Alcaraz goes all out in this, I don't know what, like I said, I don't know how much Zverev's gonna put into it to try and fight him off with him already being through. So Zverev most definitely will want to win this match. There's no doubt about it. He'll come to play. I think Alcaraz just nudges this one over the line. I do. Let me know what you're going for in that. And then last one, we've got Casper Ruud, Andrei Rublev. Getting Casper Ruud at 2.5 here. Yeah, 2.5. Wow. You want to see Casper Ruud, don't you? Head-to-head's 5-2 to Rublev, so that is quite lopsided. Been a lot more impressed with Casper Ruud than we have with Rublev, but we were aware of it. Like, we were aware of what Rublev was going to be like coming into this tournament. I mean, he hasn't played bad by any stretch of the imagination. He's played, you know, looking at the numbers, he played really good. I thought he played well against Zverev. He did. 76% on the first serve, 53 on the second. You know, getting 70% of the first serve over. Only faced 2 break points as well. It was solid enough. But like I've said all week, it was probably as good as you were going to play against Zverev in this form. He played decent against Alcaraz as well. Stats are almost identical there. 70% on the first serve, 75% of the points on the first serve, and then 52 on the second. There is still a world where Casper Andrei Rublev qualifies for the semi-finals, depending on what. I think if Zverev beats Alcaraz in straight sets, and then he beats Casper Ruud in straight sets, I don't know exactly how it works. Maybe it goes on like percentage. I don't know. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure he can still go through. Casper Ruud, like I've just said, depending on what happens a lot of this a lot of this comes down to what happens in that first game. It really does. The mentality may shift quite some. No one thought Casper Ruud was going to beat Alcaraz. Like I've just said, I think if they were to play again today, I think Alcaraz would just beat him in straight sets. Held his own against Zverev. We knew he would. Played good enough there. He's been serving really well all tournament. I've noticed that. Doing the majority of the business on the first serve, and the second serve's good too. He only faced the one break point against Zverev. Just the one. Just the one. He's already beat Alcaraz. Had a really good game against Zverev as well. 2.5 on the decimal. Casper Ruud would be the play in my opinion. But no, I'm not even going there with Andrei Rublev. We can't trust him, can we? I just can't trust him at all. And it's a shame as well, because he'd probably just beat him. Like, if this was any other type of Rublev, apart from the one that we've got this year, you'd take him in a heartbeat, especially at that price. You would. He needs the off season. This lad needs the off season. I can't see him being able to hold his nerve in this. I really can't. I'm not confident enough to bet it. Casper Ruud just for one set as a little parlay piece. If you want to take that, he probably beats him. Casper Ruud will fancy himself with this. Let's be honest. Do we think Casper Ruud is going to beat Andrei Rublev in straight sets? Because that's probably what's going to need to happen in order for him to qualify for the semis. I don't know. I know Rublev hasn't won one in his first two games, but he has played Zverev and Alcaraz. I think he's more than capable of getting just one set against Casper Ruud, So be careful with this one. I really would be careful with it. Approach it with extreme caution. Let me know if you've got anything. Don't really know what the total is. I haven't checked, but I think the spread's 2.5. Yeah. I always say, if the spread's 2.5 or less, you may as well just take the money line. So I think it'll be Casper Ruud or nothing in that one. And that's it, innit? Yeah, that's it. Short and sweet. Well, as short as we could get it. I'm going with Alcaraz. I'm going with Carlos Alcaraz on the money line. I've got a sweet price there on the exchange. Sweet price. I'll have a little bit of that. Let's go for 8. That'll be fucking nuts if we get the 8, won't it? That'll be absolutely insane. I say I'm a little bit nervous about this one. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to trust myself and back myself as well. Carlos Alcaraz on the money line. Let me know what you're going for. Best bets, all that stuff. Right then, I'll be saying good night to you. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. I appreciate you stopping by. It's always a pleasure. Let's go get some cash. Enjoy the tennis. See you tomorrow.